Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my China versus Ethiopia series. I should have mentioned in the last segment that the fact that I could narrate over it was indication that my microphone issue has been addressed. I am just going to whip through the last few commands we've got to issue here. I'm going to move the Great General forward for reasons I'll explain in a moment. I figured we can do our talking during and between turns simply because we're reaching a point in the game where in between turns is actually going to be taking longer and longer. So that's a good time to talk about things. I'm having this great general come down here because I'm noticing, depending on how things go here, we're going to have to crack out to whittle down his army further. If we drop a no, sorry. Whatever it is that great generals drop that grabs the land, if we drop it right here, we'll get two more dies, and we'll take away 4 of the tiles of what is his new capital. And since we're at war, it won't, in and of itself, garner more hate. One thing I wanted to draw attention to is just quick State of the Union address. We're heading into workshops and then on to education. I think that's the way to go. We're starting to probably become a little bit on the falling edge of relevancy. Our Chukanus are going to help carry us a little bit, but we need to start pushing into other military techs. Other people are going to be. We don't want to be behind that. So this little side jog is going to create a small window in which we're going to have to take some downtime to like upgrade our units and things like that. Because we don't want to take swordsmen into, later on. So there's that. Alright, Zion's been addressed. This city becomes religious, which means we now have a 4th city that we can buy a mosque in. Looks like we have sugar and truffles coming back, so our happiness is actually doing quite good. And that's actually good because we are going to have to hold on to Borsippa long enough to give us a launch pad into Babylon. From Babylon, I am thinking holding on to Akkad as we head north, because that'll be where we, push into Cusco from. So we're going to be taking on a lot of cities, and the cities that we do have are going to be growing because we're going to have to support specialists for the universities that we're heading towards. So that's everything that's going on there. We got a bunch of hills into our border, so we're going to have lots of mines going up just to make sure if there's any coal or aluminum that we have it. This guy should have been, I made a mistake having him develop into Shanghai more. He should have been coming over here and developing these farms. Likewise, I should probably have this guy come down here and do a farm or two before going onto this hill just so the city can grow. We're about to get a granary, so I guess it's not terribly critical, but that's something to do. Let's not forget to do this. I kind of did at the end of the last part. So there's that. I did see Nebuchadnezzar has completed Alhambra, which, let me just do a quick refresher here. Okay, so it's good for culture, but it gives them a free castle. So that means Babylon's going to be that much harder to take, which kind of reinforces everything I was just talking about. We're going to need some heavy-duty melee to draw the fire while our Chukanus kind of mow the place down. I don't see that being as too problematic. I am seeing that we got some people wanting to buy stuff, so I want to address that before I get too far ahead here. Truffles, truffles, truffles. I'm not very hopeful here. Oh, wow, he took it. Wasn't he... I thought he had a declaration of friendship with, yeah, with Poland, and he, actually yelled at me for, denouncing one of his friends. So that's kind of interesting that I'd get full value, especially after Poland's capital had just fallen. So anyways, as far as the great generals, we are going to be moving them over here rather than keeping them for backfield events like I was originally planning. These two, we're going to have to figure something out as far as building the roads. Obviously, when this worker came down here, he was doing a little bit of pre-building. So obviously, this guy doesn't want to finish that. I think all 3 of these tiles are already fully pre-built too, so I don't know how we're going to coordinate those two because I just don't know exactly what all is and is not built. Okay, so there's still some stuff to do, so that's nice. I'm just thinking with these horsemen, it might be a good idea to start keeping an eye In fact, why don't we have this one go play scout? Okay. Well, he can still scout up here. If we can cross this river, we can start playing scout, be on the backside, maybe do some antagonization. I kind of wanted to come down here, but it's looking like we're going to have things wrapped up. Or maybe not. He's got some stuff here. But anyways, let's definitely steal that. I don't think this is a religion I care to spread. Monasteries does not offer happiness, but cathedrals do. Interesting. So we could use his religion to buy cathedrals, but obviously in, like, say, Warsaw, we would have to annex it first, and that's not something we want to do. I'm going to keep this worker dangling. We're going to have him rip up the road first, and then we can, like, start repairing the horses. That saves money in the beginning, because we still have horses we can sell off, so we don't need those horses back. But the road maintenance is definitely an issue. Let's see here. I am going to scout. That's good to know. This archer cannot see this tile, so let's have these two swap places so the pikemen, because obviously a pikeman can't attack through a composite bowman. And let's use this turn to upgrade to true canoes. All these guys. That way our bank looks a little more accurate, and our military also looks a little more accurate to outsiders. Is this guy fully healed? This pikeman here? It would appear so. So let's have him start heading north. We'll have this guy heal up in the city tile. We got to have a military there to maintain the military caste culture and happiness. So with this worker here, it's going to be hard getting the Great General to push in there, but we'll figure something out. I think it's too delicious not to try. Now this is kind of annoying. We can't actually capture the worker because it's a water civilian. We would just attack it. And if we could take his worker away, fine, but that would leave our boat within bombard, and there's just no reason for that, I don't think. Okay, so this scout is running into trouble, but he found a ruin, and he actually managed to escape trouble, so let's hope the fact that he's damaged doesn't work against us in the future. Wait a second. Oh, okay. It alarmed me that that swordsman up there was damaged, but he was damaged from the barb camp we had taken on before. No, that's my sugar. You can't have it. You know what? I keep forgetting to check. That's what I thought. Okay. Alright. I keep forgetting to check. I don't know how many turns it takes to go through, but when you got all these leaders and stuff, it's hard to see what's going on here. So we'll keep doing this little balance thing. We're ready for another construction project. We'll go Colossus. I know it looks like we don't need the happiness, but we're doing okay on military units. And speaking of which, it might be a good idea to start sending this guy down here. If nothing else, he could stay on top of the trade route wherever it is when we go to declare war. What's this guy doing here? I don't like that. We're a turn away from being able to buy mosques. That would suck if he actually killed the religion here. In fact, it's this religion that's getting us culture from the land, so if we lose that, that's gonna hurt. Alright, Bratislava longs for culture, allies, and no longer friends with Kuala Lumpur. Bratislava seeks culture. Well, we'll probably win that, but unfortunately it looks like we're going to be losing them well before that, so that's unfortunate, because having them would actually contribute to that quest. Alright, we're going to have all of our horses kind of come down here, just yeah. Don't know what we'll do with them, but okay, this is kind of annoying. You need to get out of the way. Yeah, we're still fine with this, though. Let's see. I didn't move him all the way. Where can he go? No, not over the bridge yet, so we'll just skip him. And we don't need to have him all dangling. Yeah, we'll need him when we push into Babylon, but not before that. Okay, so Obviously the pikeman's going to be the most important to take out. Let's go tap, tap. Alright, that's going to work. We're going to make very short work of him. What does he do? Yeah, he can hit the composite bowman very hard. Unfortunately, none of these other units can get more than a single tap in. Let's step with the scout so that we can actually get the... Okay, that's not enough. Alright. Well, I guess we push in with that then. That's unfortunate. I was hoping to be able to take on both, but that's okay. We can still do something like this. We'll move the Great General here. That way he can step and drop. He can start that in. If he gets captured, that's great because we can recapture. In fact, for that reason, I will move another melee. In fact, let's move the melee here. That way, if we don't need him to come down here, he can cut through and start heading up there. Similarly, let's just... Oh, wait, he's healing. So heal, heal. But we can take this guy and start sending him up. Similar to when we went to Ethiopia, we got an isolated lane here and then multiple lanes here. So the sooner we get somebody up there, maybe the better. We don't want to put too much pressure on his borders, though, I don't think. Horseman's finished in Shanghai. Let us... oh yeah, Artist's Guild. Maybe that can be what we use this city's newly explosive growth for. Because I kind of was already hoping that as soon as we hit universities, or whatever it's called, education, we could just buy the university here. That way the capital could keep building. So yeah, that's that might be a good thing to do with all the explosive growth going in there, because we already got a capital or a guild in the other city. So I'm glad I saw that, because I had kind of forgot about that. As for what to build in this city next, it's 2 turns until workshop. So whatever we choose to build is probably going to be. You know what? I saw Caravan as well. This city's going to be busy building a workshop and then the Artist Guild. So maybe I build the Caravan here. It's not a bad idea. Okay. Rather build it in the capital just because everything's going in and out of the capital. We got a market here. Maybe we end up building a caravansary there, I think it's called. Alright, so he could afford to pre-build there. This worker might be out of things to do once that's done, right? There's nothing down here worth developing further. So maybe he can come up and help with the road, so I'm not sure how far I want to take these guys in. Let's travel 1 more hex and see what these look like, and then maybe we can count on that guy to come in, or this guy can mostly pre-build and come here, and we can start backlogging, I think. Meanwhile, this horse, Ivan the Terrible, that's cool, can get eyes there. Alright. Composite bow. Whoa, here's a crossbowman. So that's unfortunate. I'm going to back off here just because I don't want to be on his border. And 2, 3, 4, we can make it across the river from there, so there's nothing to lose in backing it up. We'll develop that mine. Let's find out what this is. 90 faith. Okay. And that actually allows us to buy a mosque this turn. So let's buy it in this city because it looks like he's about to take that from us, that option. So let's buy it in this city. There we go. Nice. So now if the city does fall, at least we have the mosque in there already, and then we can later build one here, assuming this doesn't have so many charges that he takes out both of them somehow. Alright, so these guys are coming up to help do that. Let's see, what else? Would this be a good time to squeak by? Is there a reason to squeak by? I'm not seeing one. Maybe we can dissuade the worker from getting in the water if we're located there. If I had thought of that before, I could have brought this guy over too. At least this way, if we go to make peace like next turn, which might be something we do. We're pretty much done cutting them down after we kill this. This guy's not going to come out, so that's just that. Yeah, we'll cut through here. No, because this will be a zone of control. So we should resign ourselves to the fact that this guy's not going to get through. Because either we got to sit and take it like we can cut through now, and then we'll be able to heal up here, and we can send this one back to Addis Ababa. Well, actually, no, we can't. Alright, never mind. It's been decided. We're going to just stay here and keep an eye on stuff for the moment. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to capture that worker, though, unfortunately. Alright, we already addressed that. I know it's a little tedious going through all these things, but yeah, with the hill's not a emergency, so let's just get these farms up so we can work on growthy tiles. Hey, oh yeah, because he got the religion. Okay, so now this is giving us culture too. Wow, it's incredible how many different sources of culture we're benefiting from. Let's move him more towards the center. One thing I forgot to draw attention to, I'm sure most of you already know this, but because we have machinery, our roads are now even faster. So we can afford to have this guy, you know, further or closer to the center because he can get over here. I think over here is going to be where we need to have a little bit of padding the most, just because of Attila and such. I think I'm just going to delete this guy. He's just using up our supply, and I don't have any reason to spread this religion. Mosques are more important to us than cathedrals. Our faith gain's actually not that bad, so I mean it's possible like going in cities that already have mosques and then also buying cathedrals, but I think that's a little convoluted. Swordsman's just gonna chill. Wait, have we yes we did, okay. Alright, that's everybody. Finally. Is this guy, he just started? Yeah. Alright. Let's see how this goes. Are you kidding me? Wow. What is Poland going to say that this guy teamed up with his friend's enemy who actually took one of his cities? That's incredible. Soon. I want to take your dies first. Yeah, grumble, grumble. Alright, so this is basically it. This guy is toast, so let us pillage. He's only got one movement point left. Let's see. I guess the question is which of these guys should we give the XP to? Oh, this guy's close. I want to favor my scout no matter what, just because he's going to be capable of joining in that much more. So 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm glad we were able to do it and still have, because these guys are going to be tripping over each other anyway, so this guy can now back off. He's finishing up here. Now we'll make it our land. Citadel, that's what it was. Alright, bam! Now we've got dies to sell everybody. 3 dies total, I believe now. 2. Why does it only say 2? Is this one not developed? Is that what it is? Okay, so now this worker has a new project. So yeah, I do think having these guys do the roads is a good idea. Let's see, 2 there, 3 there. I think if we move this guy down... Let's just do that. This guy can work on everything back here. This guy can handle these 3 tiles. I think that should work fine. Alright, these guys are going to start heading up. He's good enough. That's fine. We'll let the pikemen lead ahead of the swordsman. We still want to leave somebody in there for the military cast. It's got to be a land unit. Boat does not count. Alright, now this is a crossbowman as well. Oh, and the border's closed. You suck. Sucks because we could have gotten through there, but now we can't. I guess I can have this guy start coming around. Because using these guys as scouts is a pretty good idea overall. Okay, so he's still down to swordsmen, but he hit machinery as well. That's not too bad, simply because we do... we also have that tech, and ours are just simply better. Anyways, we got a duplicate of dies, so let me address that now. France has got a green ring, so hopefully that means we can get pretty close to full value here. Nice. I like it. Okay. This city looks so pathetic. Okay. We do need this road tile destroyed also. So, we'll just back him off and we'll declare peace. We'll end this conflict. Let's make a deal. Not offering anything. That's fine. We got plenty from him. Let's go ahead and swap embassies, cause there we go. Look at all those dies we got. So unfortunate I gotta mine up the one myself, but whatever. Alright, so this guy can start heading back. He's gonna be Addis Ababa water defense, I suppose. This guy can finally squeak through. Maybe him and the horse can find some stuff to do. Oh, look at that. Okay, so there's two. One I can reach next turn. Another one will take some turns. But here's a worker way out here. That's got to be Attila, right? But this kind of looked like this land is like a finger here, so I wonder how that came to pass. Well, I know that when they get captured, they start heading back to the camps or whatever, so maybe it's something like that. Anyways, let's have this guy hop over here. I don't want to get too close to his border like that, but, you know, should be fine for the time being. Luckily, we got some guys coming through. The last ones that come through will come through here. We'll have the scout be the one that comes through this isolated lane. Well, maybe not. Yeah, because that's going to just be an easy way to start getting hits on early while everybody else kind of like lines up on the rough. And, well, I guess this one would have to come in here just because obviously it can't reach from there. Think, McFly, think. Right. So, moving on. Actually, since this guy is going to be heading down here, well, actually, we might not need that. We'll figure it out. We got too many Chucanoos trying to get involved here, but that's okay. I'm just going to have this one chill over here. He can be the one to chase down the caravan if that's what we end up doing. I think if I'm sitting on the caravan on the turn that I declare peace, because it's going to one of our cities, so it's just going to get dissolved. I think we get the money if we're standing on it when we declare war, though, so we're going to try and do that if at all possible. What is this guy doing, I wonder? I'm going to scroll down here. I don't check this often enough, and I should. I should check it every turn, especially when you got such a nice military. Obviously, Lhasa is pretty... we don't even want to do this because we might be in the running for this. So far, you have the lead. Yeah, that's no surprise there, especially with that big bomb we just got. Here, yeah, they're under protection of Korea, so we wouldn't want to touch them anyways. So that's probably going to be it for the tributing for the time being anyways. Okay, this guy's being kind with us. That's funny. Will you give us full value for it? Then you can have it. We've got plenty of borrowed, but it's been a while since we acquired it, so it might come to pass that we're going to start losing that. Wow, look at that. We're actually only 4th. That's funny. Metal casting. All right. Let us go through our cities real quick and see. All right, aqueduct is finished. Will this give us growth next turn? It will not, but that's okay. Workshop. This guy's working on a farm, so we'll do that. We're just basically going through. We do need to get that caravan out, so I'm going to proceed. That's only 2 turns away. We'll let it finish. Granary just finished here, so you get a workshop. Coliseum's not important right now, so we will skip that to get the workshop. That'll get the Coliseum and the courthouse up quicker. I forgot to check. Is that everybody? Because, yeah, I think so. No, I didn't check here. Granary's finished, though, so you get a workshop. Nice. Nice. Granary here is going to be so helpful because this was such a late deposit, but it doesn't need to grow very much. Still, if we can... iron, horses. Right. Trespassing in Almaty. Malacca searches for science. with one technology. That's funny, right as we complete, so that's nice. Let's see here. Does not look like we can kill it, so let us have it attack us. We're just going to chill, because if he attacks us and we counterattack, not only do we get the culture, but we're on the border. Maybe we get a little friendly from the lock. I don't think it's going to be enough to account for anything. But let's see here. France is willing to buy our iron. And so is Pachacuti. I like saying that. That's fun.
Continue.
Cool. Alright, so on to theology, which we have no use for in and of itself, but it is a requisite for education. Finally, I'm gonna break my rusty cage. Alright. Definitely go on the hill first, because we... Oh! I almost came here, but coming up on the hill, because we have the scouting bonus. So look at that. Didn't we have at least one city-state that wanted us to... Yeah, okay. Oh, and it's a culture one, too. 27. We might bump up to ally for a minute there. Draw a map of the surrounding area. Okay, that reveals a city-state. But it is starting to look like we're getting towards the end of the world. So let's grab this ruins. Let's meet them and start heading back over here. Unfortunately, there's barbarians, so I don't know how safe it's going to be. But we will cross that bridge when we get to it. Okay, a little tedious, but I want to keep an eye on everything, because otherwise I might miss something like this. Is he really going to settle over there? Maybe it would behoove us to purchase this deer tile. Yes, I think so. Let's go ahead and buy that. Oh, that's a good tile, too, because we got the granary here. Okay. So maybe we can have that worker come over there and start working that, because that's more important than this, since we're actually working that tile. Yeah, he's fine there. We just want him to be able to fetch the trade route when it comes time. Let's see here. He can lead into this lane. He'll have the scout behind him. Scout. No, that's not the scout. This is the scout, right? Yep. Okay, so we'll start heading over that way. Let me think here. Heal up right in its place. No, let's heal up on the city tile. That frees up the swordsman to go over if we need him to. I don't think we need him to, but whatever. Let's see. This guy is leading this guy. Something like that. Yeah. Alright, I should actually take a look at this and plan it out, right? Because whoever's coming, whatever melee is coming last... Well, it's important to get a melee over here quickly, but over here we could actually stand just having like 2 to block for like 3 or something like that. We got horses flying all over the place, so I don't think it's terribly critical. We do want this guy to go here. This can be one of the 2 that come like in here or something. So yeah, we'll might as well just be on the tiles that's got people on it already. You get to work on the roads. We got some roads to put up, please. I don't think the fact that we can move 2 tiles this way is of any use to us. So we'll just keep doing this. This looks okay, I think. This is what I wanted to look at. So passing through the city tile I don't think is advantageous. Because if he's one of the early ones there, he can be a wide. We got one sitting up over there. Okay. So the fact that this is our scout... I don't know how that's going to work out. It'll be interesting to see. He's plenty mobile, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll just leave that guy chilling there to protect the fish tile, I suppose. Yeah. So this guy was going to scout. Having this horse here to peek every now and then might actually be quite useful. Same thing here. Let's like not even just be on his border even. He can see us here, but he's done developing the die, so that worker's about to vamoose. And therefore... Okay, so this is working out fairly well. We'll have him just come down here with whoever's coming in here. It's a little uncoordinated. We got some late arrivals, so we just got to kind of hope that everything works out in a way that... Do we want just the pikemen guarding this city? I don't see a problem with that, right? Yeah. Because as melee get whittled down, we might need to sub out or something like that, call them out or something. For that reason, maybe we have all the melee coming from this side just so they can leave easily. If we have a melee coming in, because the melee is going to have to get off this tile to make room for an archer. And where's he going to go after that? But then again, he might have units coming in over here, so we're just going to have whatever one's there, like, hunker down really well. Anyways, moving on. He's just going to stay one more turn. We got that. Alright, everything is looking good. Did we sell off the dies? We got multiple furs. It's not actually ours. We're doing really well, if I may say so myself. It's even our score's not half bad for being on Immortal. Once we make that push into the science, in fact, just since we're wrapping things up here, let's go check Info Addict and see what's going on here. Alright, we are getting up there. We're actually not, we're just like right behind the Huns. Oh, and something I noticed earlier, check this out. Since some of the colors are similar and stuff, we can always, I don't know if we can do multiple. We can. That's fantastic. I never knew that before. So anyways, militarily, we are doing just fine. It's going to come down to how well it's spread out throughout all of our holdings, though, so we're not out of the woods yet entirely. Science, we have surpassed France, but Attila's still out there, and this is why we really got to make the push for science. If he came after us right now, geographically, we'd be a little off balance. He might be able to take us, but I'm hoping that the time it would take him to figure that out and actually do something about it will have recovered. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. I'm really liking the way all this is going. This is weird to me. And, oh my goodness, look at this. He actually managed to give us the religion. It sucks. Maybe that's part of the reason why he wanted to be friendly with us. I don't know. But whatever. I think in time, especially if we're growing rapidly, there's no additional pressure. So we do have active pressure for, quote-unquote, our religion. Anyways, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.